Welcome back once again. Peter Obi recently faced a lot of humiliation because Reno Omokri, one of the persons who have often made contrary statements towards the integrity of Peter Obi, came out recently and made a statement that Peter Obi was actually begging him to lobby under Atiku Abubakar to make him his vice presidential candidate in the last presidential election. You could recall the last election that was held where P2B deputized Atiku Abubakar. And Reno Omokri was an aide to Atiku Abubakar. Now, Reno Omokri, in the fact that he is now working and dining with the APC and Bola Tinubu, came out recently and started making an expose that he is going to expose Peter Obi. That if Peter Obi feels that he is so clean, that his integrity is intact, he will show the world what Peter Obi and how Peter Obi was outrightly lobbying to be a vice presidential candidate. That is indicting Peter Obi that he is in the quest of power. I'm going to be showing you that particular expose he made. But one of the glaring things is the fact that Reno Omokri, in the disguise of exposing Peter Obi, came out and exposed himself and ridiculed himself. Now, follow me carefully. This is Reno Omokri making these statements in disguise to outrightly blackmail Peter Obi, but he failed to understand that Peter Obi is a man who is filled with integrity. So if Bola Tinubu and the APC have actually sent him, it is null and void. Follow me carefully. Now, Reno Omokri stated, "Dear citizens of Nigeria, please find attached an email sent to me by Peter Obi at 6:13 p.m. on Monday, October 8, 2018. 4 days after this mail was sent, Peter Obi was announced as Waziri Atiku Abubakar's running mate on Friday, October 12, 2018. I am sure very reasonable and objective Nigerians can read this email, follow the timeline and draw whatever inference they want." I'm going to be showing you that particular mail for you to see how selfish and silly this man has just become. Now, my only motive in publishing this evidence, this is Reno Omokri saying, "My only motive in publishing this evidence is to establish that I did not lie. I would not have considered publishing this email if a Peter Obi surrogate had not called me a liar in a popular broadcast. Everything I said during my interview is true." That interview, he went as far as saying that he was the one that made Peter Obi who he is by making, lobbying to Atiku Abubakar to make Peter Obi his vice presidential candidate. "Everything I said during my interview is true and I can be backed up with documentary evidence. If this email is fake or AI generated, then I challenge Mr. Peter Obi to deny it and I will publish even more damning evidence, although it is not my desire to do so. However, even if I am nothing, at least I am a meticulous record keeper. Thank you all and may God bless Nigeria as well as you and your loved ones." This is exactly what Reno Omokri had to state. Now, look at it. He went as far as pinning this particular tweet in X, but he now nailed himself. Now, look at the resume according to him, assuming not considering that Peter Obi sent as you could see on Monday, October 8, 2018, 6 p.m. "My dear brother Reno, I hope you and your family are keeping well. Thanks for all your support to and your commitment in building a better Nigeria. I have been directed," look at the clause here now, "I have been directed by our Oga to send my resume to you. Kindly find attached." Now, you could see that Reno Omokri was trying to expose Peter Obi but nailed himself. Now, "I have been directed by my Oga," meaning in this particular mail Peter Obi sent to Reno Omokri, which is factual, indicated that Atiku Abubakar has initially called Peter Obi and directed him to actually send a mail across through Reno Omokri. That is why you see, "I have been directed by our Oga in quotes, meaning that Reno Omokri was a boy to Atiku Abubakar, and based on the fact that Atiku Abubakar has picked Peter Obi as the vice presidential candidate in that last presidential election, Peter Obi is now is supportive to that particular ticket. So he was directed by him to send his resume to him. "I tried calling you earlier, but no avail. I can be reached with this particular number, and thanks and God bless you. Best regards, Peter Obi." Now, instead of Reno Omokri to see this particular email as being directed through Atiku for Peter Obi to send it to him, he is now coming out to state that Peter Obi actually pleaded and begged him to actually, lobby to Atiku Abubakar. when the email is even stating that by our oga, meaning you are a puppet. And you could see this is exactly what is happening. And Reno Omokri came out and started saying he's going to expose Peter Obi and the rest of it. You could see the full context that at the end of the day, he has now exposed himself. Now, some of the comments, as you could see, Dr. Kevin stated, I am very sure you framed this mail as the highest achievement in your life. You never expected to get an email from Peter Obi, so feel free to celebrate this achievement. Okolie stated, this email is written in plain English. Obi did not reach out to him to beg Atiku. Atiku directed Obi to send his CV to Reno Omokri. According to the email, meaning Obi was already in talks with Atiku and Reno was only but Atiku's PA. This email also collaborates Atiku's direct oral testimony that OBJ, being Olusegun Obasanjo, choose Obi for him. What is it that Reno really smokes that makes his score own goals unapologetically? How does this email collaborate? I packaged Obi for Atiku. This other one from Ijoba stated, even if a supposed P2B surrogate debunked your assertion and called you a liar, P2B himself did not come out to call you a liar. No need to release personal conversation/message you had with him is not necessary. This might reduce the trust response in your by your current inner circle, and they will believe it's not safe to share secrets with you as you might put same in public domain when the going is no longer smooth. There are a lot of reactions where Obedience began to lash it out to Reno Omokri for him to understand that he's a puppet. React on the comment section. Having seen exactly what has happened, don't forget to share, like, and also hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell and click on the like button. So let's get information vital when we get them here. Fail to use this opportunity to react and call Reno Omokri a very clear name on the comment section. He deserves it.